Welcome. Today, Ukraine war. NATO pledges to provide more weapons and fix power grid. NATO has pledged to give more weapons to Ukraine and help fix critical energy infrastructure badly damaged by massive Russian missile and drone strikes. At a summit in Bucharest, the Secretary-General of the military alliance, Jens Stoltenberg, accused Moscow of trying to use winter as a weapon of war. The Russian strikes have left millions of Ukrainians without electricity and running water in freezing temperatures. Ukraine has for months been asking NATO for more advanced air defense systems. Under the Geneva Conventions, attacks on civilians, or the infrastructure vital to their survival, could be interpreted as a war crime. Earlier this week, Ukraine's Prosecutor General told the BBC that the Russian attacks amounted to genocide. At a gathering in Berlin, justice ministers of the G7 group of wealthy nations said they would coordinate investigations into alleged war crimes committed in Ukraine. Judicial examination of the atrocities committed in Ukraine will take years, perhaps even decades. But we will be well prepared, and we will persist for as long as it takes, said German Justice Minister Marco Buschmann. Russian President Vladimir Putin, who ordered a full-scale invasion of Ukraine on February 24, and other senior Kremlin officials deny the allegations that Russian troops are committing war crimes. In a separate development on Tuesday, Ukraine's First Lady Olena Zelenska told lawmakers in the UK Parliament in London that Ukrainians were going through a terror similar to that experienced by the UK in World War II, when Nazi Germany bombed cities in the Blitz. Victory is not the only thing we need justice, Mrs. Zelenska said, adding she came to you for justice, because it will lead to the end of this war. Speaking at the start of the two-day gathering of NATO foreign ministers in the Romanian capital, Mr. Stoltenberg said, Russia is actually failing on the battlefield. In response to that, they are now attacking civilian targets, cities, because they're not able to win territory. His words were echoed by UK Foreign Secretary James Cleverly, who said that Russia was aiming to freeze the Ukrainians into submission. Later on Tuesday, NATO issued a statement that said Russia's persistent attacks on Ukrainian civilian and energy grids were depriving millions of basic human services. NATO members would assist Ukraine in repairing its energy infrastructure and protecting people from missile attacks, the statement added. And appearing at a joint news conference with Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba, Mr. Stoltenberg said, "We will stand by Ukraine as long as it takes, we will not back down. We realize that it is extremely important that President Putin is not able to win in Ukraine. That will be a tragedy for Ukraine, but it will also make the world more dangerous and much more vulnerable." Meanwhile, Mr. Kuleba said that last time he met senior NATO officials his three words were, weapons, weapons, weapons. Today I have three other words, which are faster, faster.